It's a bit of a weird one. It's decided to do a vlog to myself, and I'll probably put it on YouTube, but I don't think I'll share it around like I do with the others. Weird. It's obviously Monday today. I've got up and I've done a tip run for someone, and you know, that's all right doing that, but it's I'm so tired. I feel very weak, and probably wouldn't have got out of bed if I hadn't got to do that tip run for somebody. There's a lot of stuff going on at the moment, all that could turn out to be positive, but it's pulling me in different directions, and I'm just worried that I'm not going to cope with everything. But then that goes completely against what I say to myself about staying in the day. Today it's a difficult one to stay in, because I don't know whether I'm low, tired, or just feeling sorry for myself. I didn't leave the house on Saturday. I came out on Sunday and I went and had I think it was a pot of tea in Jimmy Mac's and maybe a drink in Spoons. And then I bumped into somebody who I used to go to school with, and he said, "You've been on the sunbed again, have you? Looking at my suntan." And I said, "No, mate, I don't work, do I?" And he says, "You do some amazing work." And I was like a little bit taken aback, and he says, "You know, just because we don't comment or like or share the stuff that you do, we see it." And he also sort of said, you know, if I do go on Facebook and stuff like that, you know, if I'm looking for stuff to look at, it's always your stuff to see what you're up to, and it's, you know, it's inspirational and all that sort of stuff, which is, you know, it does honestly keep me going. And then while I was talking to him, a homeless guy came up and he was asking for my advice and stuff like that. We're going to have a chat and see if we can sort of drag him away from certain things. And I think I've got my I likes it page, you know, with stuff that people have sent me that, you know, that I've helped them, or, you know, various other, you know, pats on the back, which I've got to concentrate on more. You know, it's difficult. I said at the end of my last vlog I want to change the world, and I smiled. But it's not. I do want to change the world, and obviously I've got to remember that I can't do that by myself. But also I need to remind myself of, you know, how many people I have helped. You know, I have helped people, I have changed people's lives. And yeah, it tires me out, and it possibly makes me ill at times. But I've got an illness, you know, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, whatever it is. You know, it's going to flare up anyway, whether I do stuff or not. So, you know, I prefer to be doing stuff and then get knocked about. You know, it's like, it seems at the moment that I'm either doing stuff to help other people or recovering from that, and I get wound up because I don't keep up with my emails. I get wound up because I don't keep up with Twitter. I hardly go on Facebook these days. I'm sort of almost scared of social media at the moment, and emails and things like that. It comes down to, I think a lot of that comes down to sort of possibly tiredness, but you know, real lack of concentration. I've had this email off this guy over in America, and he's given me some great advice, and I just can't concentrate on it. I can't make it make sense. But I know that's part of the illness, and I've just got to remind myself that I am helping people. I am tired of being skint all the time, and you know, eventually, hopefully, yeah, I'm sorry about this, but eventually, hopefully, you know, the work that I've been doing and that I do and that people ask for, hopefully, eventually, it will be recognised financially. And I hate saying that, because I'll carry on doing it whether I get any finance or not, because you know, I am making a difference in people's lives, and that's not just me saying that. That's what people tell me, and they wouldn't tell me just for the sake of it. So I have to, you know, I have to take on board when people say nice things about me and say they've heard about the good work that I do. But also, I need to find a balance. I need to try and find another balance, because I'm not enjoying life. You know, I've got my motto: enjoy the good and ride out the bad. And I know there are good times, but when you're sort of in this place where you can't think of them, and you then come back to the, oh, what's the point? If there's no enjoyment in life, what is the point? But again, you know, that's not just somebody with a mental health issue, that's life in general. You know, life is all about, you know, perhaps 90% drudgery and 10% enjoyment, you know, whether you're working or not. You know, it's gotta try and find a way of enjoying life when I'm not doing the ex-booze hound or the Today Together stuff. I say, I probably will put this on YouTube, but I'm not going to punch it around like all the others that I do, because I think this is the one I'll look back to. I find it difficult to look at the other ones and you know, they have, I guess to a certain extent, they have no relevance once they're on and loaded for everybody to see. You know, this is those out there that I speak to, or face to face, or over the social media and that. You know, this is the reality. You know, life is difficult. It's difficult for everybody. Mental health doesn't make it any easier. But you know, I've just parked up and there's a lady asleep on the floor outside the Hope Centre, and I just can't wrap my head around how that can be the case in this world that we live in. You know, I've got so much more than so many other people, and that sounds really selfish and whatever, but you know, I'm meeting up with somebody next month who's from Australia, and she once asked me the question, what's the opposite to sadness? And I said, obviously, as like everybody does, happiness. And she said, no, it's gratitude. So being grateful about what you've got, what you've got in your life, not just things, you know, family and friends and people who care about you. And I need to concentrate on that more. I need to try and find me again and see who me is, a lot of the time, I don't like me, but I like me more than I used to, and that's probably based on the fact that even though I'm having a difficult day, or I have difficult days, 9 times out of 10 I'll get up and do something about it and get out and about. But then you get the other side of it. If you're out for a few hours and you have a couple of drinks, Pepsi or a couple of pots of tea, you're talking about £4 or £5, and that's not a lot of money, but £4 and £5 is a big percentage of what I have. So do I try and save it up and do something more memorable, or do I just get on with my life day by day? I don't know. Again, I don't know. But again, if you are watching this and you're feeling sorry for me or whatever, don't feel sorry for me. You don't need that, and don't be worried about me either, because I know I'll come out the other side, and that's where acceptance comes in. So if you're struggling today or tomorrow or the next day, just accept that it's part of the illness and part of, as I say, part of the game we have to play, or we play with the demons. They're there to drag you down, and we drag ourselves down as well. I've wittered on now for 12 minutes, so I'm guessing not an awful lot of people will watch this, and that's cool, because I just wanted to do a message to myself. What would I say to myself? And what I'd say to myself is concentrate on all the good. Concentrate on the good things that you've done. Concentrate on, think about the things that you've seen about yourself in emails and and what people say to yourself. Concentrate on the good that comes out of the bad. Without the bad and the pain and the experiencing the pain itself, you wouldn't be able to help people the way that you do. And you do help people, you do. And yeah, you'd like some more money, you'd like a bit more freedom, you'd like a nicer car and all that sort of stuff. You'd perhaps like your own place and your own independence back again, but that's just stuff, John. You can come and go, it's stuff. What's important is you and what you do with you, and what you do with you to help others. I don't know. Today is today, tomorrow is another day, and well, it is what it is.